ticking clock.
Hey, what's up, guys? You slipped up the chair there. Welcome back to Hanging Out with Chops. It's so great to have you all back. Like always, a big shout out to all you returning listeners. Thank you for coming back for another exciting round, another exciting talk. And for all you here for the first time, thank you so much for joining us. You're going to have a blast. I have a blast talking about this stuff. And also, like I said last episode, a big shout out to the Midnight Crew. Midnight Crew, these are the guys that get the podcast even before I do. By the time I wake up, they've already heard it. Some of them a couple of times already. So guys, man, it's been hectic. Things have been so busy. It looks like you really dug that 5-part series. That last one got a lot of attention. But this time around, I want to change the focus a little bit. I feel like maybe I was a little hard on bands that get it wrong and almost went a little negative on it. So I want to focus this time around on some positivity. Let's talk about what happens when guys get it right. How does that sound to you? Sound good? Sounds pretty good to me. So where are we at, guys? We planned it. We did all our pre-production. We did all our scheduling. Got in, did the recording, all the heavy lifting with editing, mixed and mastered it, and we finished it. Put a nice pretty bow on it, and it's done. And then we drop it. And like we covered before, sometimes guys expect some kind of miracle to happen, and the album flops and doesn't do anything, because finishing the album to them was the last handoff, but didn't follow up much. But today, we're going to cover we're going to do a 3-part series. Not sure what I'm going to call it yet, but the focus of it will be what happens when bands get it right. All right, guys, let's get into this. You're hanging out with Chops. Let's do it.
We're hanging out with Chops. Time just never stops. Answers fade like drops on a broken ticking clock.
Let me ask you something, guys. Have you ever worked on something for so long that when it's finally done, you don't even know what to do next? I've seen it happen a lot with bands. They spend months, sometimes years, writing, rehearsing, pre-production, recording, dialing in every little detail. The tones, the performances, the little things nobody else even hears or pays attention to. And then one day, like that, it's done. The album is finished, mixed, mastered, ready to go. And then that moment, that big moment, you should celebrate it. You earned it. But then something happens. You drop the album. Everybody's excited. You get a few messages, maybe a few plays, some streams, and then there's this quiet moment where everything slows down. And everybody kind of looks at each other like, well, now what? And that moment right there, that's where everything changes. I've seen a whole bunch of bands hit that one moment and stall out. But I've also seen other bands hit that exact same moment and it takes off. Same situation, same effort, completely different outcome. So today, we're not talking about what goes wrong. We're talking about what happens when you understand this the right way. Because if you get this part right, everything else falls into place. So we're talking about when bands get it right. Most bands, they'll look at the album, finishing it, like, boom, we crossed the finish line. Hands up in the air, high fives, we made it, we're done, it's finally out. And again, like, I get it. I see it all the time. Huge moment, feels great. Finishing the record, it's not easy. It's real hard work. It takes time, it takes money, energy, emotions. People get angry, people laugh. It's all over the place. So yeah, you should feel good about it. But here's the shift. The one that separates the bands that keep going from the ones that just fade out. The ones that just fizzle out into nothing. The album, that's not the finish line. That's the starting line. And if you really take that in, it changes everything. Because now you're not asking, did we finish the album? You're asking, what does this album allow us to do now? What doors is this album gonna open? Now that's a completely different mindset. Let me put it to you in another way. I was thinking about this. What's the best way to convey this idea to you all? Finishing the album, it's like finally making it to a professional baseball team, basketball team, football team, whatever you want to call it. You worked your whole life for it. From grade school to high school to college, practicing, grinding, trying to get noticed, trying to get better. And then one day, you made it. You're on a professional team. It's a huge moment. Celebrate it. Parents are happy. Friends are happy. You get to wear the cap of the team you're with. It's a huge moment in your life. That's what finishing a record is. You put the time, you sacrificed, you stayed up late, you figured it out. You made the team. But here's the part people forget. The season hasn't even started yet. In baseball, you got what? Over 100 games in the season. In football, depending on how good you do, if you make playoffs, it's 14, 15, maybe even more games than that. You got a whole season ahead of you. Making the team, that was the beginning. Now you got to show up game after game, week after week. That's where your career is built. And that's the same exact thing with your album. I hope this is coming across, guys. I hope y'all are making the connection I'm trying to explain here with y'all. Finishing the album, that's you making the team. You dropped it, that's opening day. It's like when you see these athletes have a press conference. Hey, I'll be joining blah, blah, blah team in spring. You know, such a pleasure to have that. And me and my family are very grateful and all that kind of stuff. But they haven't played a game yet with this new team. So what you do after you finish your album, after you sign, that's your season. And a lot of bands, they celebrate like they won the championship when they just got handed the jersey, that's all. Here you go. Here's your album. I'm putting it in your hands, much like they put a jersey in a player's hands. But the musicians that get it, they show up ready to play. When the band gets this right, they don't just see an album as music. They see it as something that drives everything else. It's the engine. Much like you joining that team. You're no longer John Doe. You're John Doe of the Dallas Cowboys or of the Dodgers or of the Chicago Bulls. The album now, it feeds your identity. It feeds your growth. It feeds a direction. Now you've got something real. Now you're not just saying, hey, we're in a band. Now you're saying, this is who we are. Much like sports. You used to say, I'm a pitcher, I'm a catcher, I'm a wide receiver, I'm a quarterback. But then you'll say, no, now I'm a Dodger. Now I'm a 49er. And you know who's going to feel that? The people. The people can feel that because now it's not just words. Now they can connect to something. Now they have something they can come back to. And that's when things start to move. Once things start to roll, more people start paying attention. More conversations start to happen. More opportunities start to open up. Not all at once, but over time. Week by week, month by month. Because the band stays engaged, much like baseball. They stay present, they stay in motion. They don't treat it like it's over. They treat it like they just started. I think baseball is a perfect analogy. They play 100 and some games a season. That's like a band. You want to try to get about 100 some shows a year. That's great. 100 some shows a year, that means you're playing at least twice a week. And much like baseball, you have good weeks and you have bad weeks. You have a bad week, you recover the next week. Try to get a couple of good weeks in a row. Got a streak going. Now here's another view of this. Just because you made the team, it doesn't mean you stop working. Just like you finished the album doesn't mean you stop working. If anything, you work even more. Now it's different. You're not just grinding blindly. Now you're intentional. You're thinking about staying sharp, staying consistent, avoiding burnout, getting better over time, because now there's something to protect. There's something at stake, so your approach changes. You're not just going hard for the sake of it. You're moving with a purpose. The music's the same way. You don't finish the album and disappear. You don't stop improving. You get smarter about it, because now it's not just about getting there, it's about staying there. Think of it as a pitcher. If he's out there throwing locked in, doing his thing. At some point, he starts to feel it, starting to get tired. His arm is starting to go. Control is slipping. He knows, man, I'm probably not going to be able to finish this game. You know what a smart pitcher does? He doesn't try to be the hero. He doesn't try to stay in it to prove something. He calls in the relief pitcher. Why? Because he's got a whole season. Because he's thinking long term. He wants to last all the way. He wants to keep showing up. It's not weakness. Be smart about it. So now let's look at this through a band's perspective. Let's look at your singer. Maybe they pushed it too hard the night before. Hey, his voice is starting to get a little rough. It's not 100%. Now he could force it. He could push through. Might blow out his voice. Or he's smart about it. Turns to the band. Hey guys, throat's starting to hurt. We overdid it last night. I didn't get a lot of rest on the drive up here. Do me a favor. Let's solo a little more in these songs. Give me long grooves between songs. Whatever it takes so that the singer can rest his voice for a bit. Hey guitar guy, sing this next one for me. Or remember that other song you used to sing? Throw it in this set. I need a break. I can't sing the whole night. I need for y'all to carry me a bit for this show because why? Because you got another show the next day and then another one after that. And if you burn yourself out trying to win that one night, you're going to lose the whole thing. Now, I know we're kind of on the sports metaphors a lot, but I'm just trying to get y'all to grasp the concept of the work ethic that has to happen after the album so that you reap the most benefit from the hard work that you did in the studio, getting it done and accomplishing it. Now, look, we've been talking a lot about the mindset today, how to think about your album, how to approach it, how not to treat it like the end. But I already know what y'all are thinking. All right, got it. But what do I actually do? And that's exactly what we're going to from here. That's exactly what we're going to cover on the next episode. We're going to get real practical about this. We're going to take everything we talked about today and break it down into something you can actually use. I'm going to show you how bands take one album and turn it into months or even years of momentum. How 10 songs don't just stay 10 songs. They turn into sometimes 20, 25, 30 different opportunities. We're going to talk about how to stretch your songs without feeling repetitive, how to stay visible without feeling fake, how to create content without turning into something you're not, how to keep people engaged long after the release day. A lot of bands aren't going to lose because of talent. They're losing because nobody sees them. We're going to try to fix that. I'm going to show you how to use what you already made the right way. No gimmicks, no pretending, just understanding how to move. And then, the last episode, well, that's where it gets real. Because let's say you do everything right. You got momentum. People start paying attention. Shows start to come in. Things are finally moving. But now the part nobody prepares you for. How do you keep it? How do you not fall apart when things start working? How do you build a live show that actually connects with people instead of just playing songs? How do you develop an identity where people hear you and instantly know it's you? And maybe the biggest one, how do bands stay together long enough to actually benefit from all this? Because I've seen it happen a lot. Bands don't fall apart when nothing is happening. They fall apart when everything starts happening. Why? Because the pressure changes. Expectations change. Success changes. And if you're not ready, you can lose everything you built. So we'll cover how to stay solid as a band, how to move as things start to pick up, how to not disappear when people start finally watching y'all, and how to turn momentum into something that lasts. Because getting attention, that's one game. Staying alive, it's a whole different one. So if you're serious about it, and if you're working on the record right now, or you just dropped it, don't stop here. Because in this next part, this is where everything starts to connect. This is where it goes from, yeah, that makes sense, to, all right, now I know what to do. Guys, I hope you had a blast on this one. I mainly wanted to cover the mindset of what it takes to take advantage of the situation. No fancy wrap-ups on this one. I'll catch you on the next one.
We're hanging out with chops. Time just never stops. Answers fade like drops on a broken ticking clock. Stories told without a clue, lost in chaos.